I drove all the way to another state that I knew nobody in, but I grew so much from that experience. I've learned how to keep jobs. I learned how to save money. I starved. I didn't eat at times because I didn't know how to really ask for help. I was so embarrassed of it. I have a channel where I was not eating. I have a channel where I was just making videos because I had nothing, no money in my car, no food, nothing. And the people that I felt like cared about me, some of my so-called family members, they understand that I don't know how to ask for help. I don't know how to express myself in words. I don't know how to ask certain questions. It's very clear they did not want to be bothered. They were sort of tired of me, and that's fine. But when I went to the hospital, I was really just angry with hearing people want to like know if I'm okay because I was in the hospital. But here I am. I'm messed up in another state. No money. I'm in the car. I'm barely holding down jobs. It's crazy out here, and I got no calls. I got no help. Nothing. But one day I had enough. I was working in this factory in Madison, Wisconsin. A lot of my videos will explain everything I say if you follow my channel. I worked this factory job. This lady, it was this white lady. I really didn't get along with. I'm working for Walgreens. I could say the company's down because I don't work for them anymore. But working for Walgreens warehouse, it was horrible. I'm not. Let me just say this. I'm not no racist. I don't hate nobody, but I just understand the reality of race relations. It wasn't any black people there, and if anything, they don't identify with another black person. Some of them don't identify with another black person from up north. So, I just did not feel that job was a fit for me. So I walked off the job, I left, and I didn't know what I was going to do next. I just said, what am I going to do? I'm like, with this next check, I don't know how I'm going to survive. And this is crazy, but I just had fantasies of literally, because I didn't know if they were going to take my car for non-payments. I didn't know what they were going to do. But I just said, I'm going to go to Florida because, if I have to sleep on the beach, if they take my car from me or something happens, I don't have any money, I'll just sleep on the beach and just literally hope for the best. Now, I wouldn't have the courage to ask people for money that I don't know, because I don't know what they would want in return from me. But I just decided to go to Florida because I thought that Florida had better weather, and it did. And it's the best place to sleep on the beach or be homeless if you go to Florida, because you just sleep on the beach during the day and just wander the streets at night. But that didn't work out for me because for 4 days, I drove all the way it took me 2.5 days to drive from Kenosha, Wisconsin. Sort of like Kenosha is almost basically Chicago. But I drove from Kenosha, Wisconsin, all the way to Daytona Beach, Florida in 2 days. My destination was originally Miami, but I didn't have enough gas money to get down there. But I was there for 4 days, and I love Miami. I loved it. I love Miami. I love the weather. I love the women that walk by on the beach. I was even telling myself I got to start working out because I got, I don't have a body for some of my age, but it was just like, this is paradise. It was a game I got on my 9th birthday. My dad gave me called Vice City. It felt just like Vice City when I was in Florida. I felt so peaceful being in Florida, being in Daytona Beach. But what happened was, and I'm gonna tell you what happened, why I had to leave Florida. One night, I didn't have nowhere to park. I didn't want to stick out. I didn't want to stand out. So I decided to drive, somewhere, because I didn't really know the area too well. And I know that at the time that, you know, my stuff ain't right. I'll just say that I shouldn't have been driving my car. Well, I see a cop car, literally like two of them. They're just driving by, and I get real nervous. So the cop car, all I'll say is this. I wasn't really sure the status of everything because it was just some stuff. Everything is in order now, but let's just say that I wasn't sure about a lot of things. So a cop car, literally, I feel like it's following me, and it can't really profile me because, with everything going on with, racism and racial profiling, cops cannot racially profile drivers, especially black drivers. I mean, they still do, but they can't really do it. So what happens is, it actually stops me when I make a turn. I drive into, like the wrong way of the street because I was nervous. And long story short, the cop saved the day. He did give me a citation, but let's just say things weren't really in order for me. And I just was giving up at the time. I just said, I don't care what you do. Just take the car. Like I was telling him everything. I told him basically everything. Why I came down here, my situation. And he didn't take my car. He could have told my car. He could have literally locked me up that night. And I literally fell on the floor. I fainted on the floor because I at the time, the guy I'm talking about in the video that got me to the car and it wasn't registered, all this came from him. I was telling myself that everything that I'm dealing with now, the reason I left Philly, the reason why I had to go through all this crap comes from him. And I just said, he won. I let him win. But I was telling myself that I can't, I felt more relief when I knew I wasn't going to go to jail. But anyway, I told myself I can't be in Florida no more because, for one, it's no job. I had no luck finding any jobs there. There's a lot of people there in Florida. They speak Spanish. You're right near Haiti and Cuba and the Bahamas, and they will give them jobs first because, that's the kind of, I'm just saying they are, you got to compete with them for jobs, and I didn't want to do that. I don't got nothing against people from those countries, but it's just I don't want to compete with anybody with a job. But anyway, that's why I value the ones I have now. But, I decided to come to Georgia, and strange enough, the very stop that I make in Georgia to get something to eat, I was going to go to this Golden Corral in Georgia because I went to one in Macon, Georgia, where Little Richard is from. But it was another Golden Corral. I saw like a homeless couple. They were, I gave one of them $20 to get something to eat. But I didn't really want to stay in that area because it was just been a little awkward, like just giving them something to eat. And then, I don't have nothing else for them. But this very same Golden Corral that I was in Georgia is the very same one that I wound up going back to when I left Florida to come, because I just told myself Georgia is more like it has at least 3 black populated cities: Savannah, Georgia, Macon, Atlanta. It's like a few more. Augusta, Georgia, where they shot Ahmaud Arbery at. That was probably a black city too. Rest in peace to him. But my point is, I came to Georgia because I felt like it was more opportunity versus Florida, because Florida is more for Spanish speaking and Haitian people and people from the islands.